we're going to win this election. The only way they can take this election away from us is if this is a rigged election.
The 2020 US presidential election campaign was then in its last leg.
Will you commit here today for a peaceful transferal of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens. You know that I've been complaining very strongly about the ballots, and the ballots are a disaster.
Republican incumbent President Donald Trump has already started to plant his story of missing ballots and rigged elections. And he continued with his misinformation campaign for months.
We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. We did win this election.
But when the results were declared,
the people of this nation have spoken. They've delivered us a clear victory, a convincing victory.
And things were not in his favor, former US President Donald Trump forgot all grace befitting White House traditions.
The company counting our vote, with control over our vote, is owned by two Venezuelans who were allies of Chavez, are present allies of Maduro, with a company whose chairman is a close associate and business partner of George Soros.
We will never give up. We will never
For the next 2 months, this vicious public campaign of rigged election was carried out by the Donald Trump camp relentlessly, and it led to the January 6th Capitol Hill riots, an unprecedented dot in American history.
All of us here today do not want to see our election victory stolen by emboldened radical left Democrats, which is what they're doing, and stolen by the fake news media. That's what they've done and what they're doing. We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved.
The 6th January 2021 assault on Capitol Hill and the incidents preceding it were thoroughly investigated over the past 2.5 years. More than 1,000 people have been charged with crimes arising from the riot, including some who have been convicted of seditious conspiracy. Former US President Donald Trump became the first president indicted for his wide-ranging attempts to overturn the 2020 election, even as he campaigns today to regain the presidency in 2024.
The attack on our nation's capital on January 6, 2021, was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy. As described in the indictment, it was fueled by lies. Lies by the defendant targeted at obstructing a bedrock function of the U.S. government, the nation's process of collecting, counting, and certifying the results of the presidential election.
The prosecutors charged Donald Trump for pushing fraud claims he knew to be untrue, pressured state and federal officials, including Vice President Mike Pence, to alter the results, and finally incited a violent assault on the United States Capitol in a desperate attempt to undermine American democracy and cling to power.
The indictment shows that Trump was not just lying about election fraud, but he used those lies in order to try to subvert the will of the people and to actually overturn the results of a lawful election. And so the indictment goes through in very painstaking detail how Trump was able to perpetuate this lie and knew indeed that it was a falsehood. And then to show how he systematically worked with other co-conspirators to try to perpetuate this lie.
We discussed earlier at the center of Mr. Clark's
The indictment also includes 6 unnamed co-conspirators who have not been charged. Based on the descriptions, they appear to include Donald Trump's former personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, who called state lawmakers in the weeks following the 2020 election to pressure them not to certify their state's results. former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark, who tried to get himself installed as Attorney General so he could launch voter fraud investigations in Georgia and other swing states, also seems to have appeared in the indictment. And attorney John Eastman, who advanced the erroneous legal theory that Vice President Mike Pence could block the electoral certification, seems to have been fitting the descriptions of the indictment charges. Former US President Donald Trump has denied all charges.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.